Welcome G. Let's start Java tutorial. Today I am going to discuss on the topic generics. Okay. First we understood what is the generic and what are the benefit and what are the some major syntax and semantic. Okay. So let's discuss. So first, no, the generic enables types. Generic enables type. Generally, we have a no types is your primitive data types. Primitive like your int, float, double. Similarly, your user-defined data types. User-defined data types like we have studied class and interface. Okay. Similarly, uh, generic also enable you define some types. Okay. So as a classes and interface to be parameterized when defining a class or interface or method. Okay, the three places whenever you are defining a classes, the generally whenever you are defining classes, generally classes have a let's say I'm defining class A and inside the let's defining some field. Generally we are defining field like a int. Okay, int AB. So this class is defining with a pre-set of data type, predefined set of data type. So this class can only hold contain the integer value, but it's possible it can also contain the float value or double value or string value. So here check whenever you're defining classes or interface or a method, we have an option. Generic give you options. You can define your uh, interface class with generic types. Okay, so generics you can define at a class level, at an interface level, at a method level. Here you are defining some variables, const. Here you are defining some variable. Here you are defining method. Inside method is a parameter list. You are defining some data types. So those data types can be generic. Okay, much more like your formal parameter types. Sure. Type parameters provide a way for you to reuse the same code with the different inputs. Okay, if you're defining a let's give one method take a argument. So generally we are defining this method take integer types or this method take a string types. If you're defining the string type, this method take you only pass a string value. It is possible you can pass another data types, another value. No. Here, while defining your method, you have specified this method to only take about string object. So generic help us you define a method that take generic types. Okay, generic types. These generic types you can at a runtime you can pass what the value you are going to pass here. So the differences is that the input of formal parameters are value while the input in the to the type parameters are the types. Okay. So generally whenever we are using the method at that time we pass the parameter value like its method take a 2 is to int data type. So you are passing a 2 to int value here. So in the case of formal parameter, you are passing the actual value. But in the case of generic type parameter, you are passing the actual data types. Okay, I am passing here I want to integer or string or float. Which data types? Okay, let's discuss with example first. Okay, let's like I am a writer one method. Wait, display. display. So generally, what are the syntax? Generally, we are writing a method. This take only your string argument str. Sound str. Okay, so you have to invoke display with a string abc. But you can think this method can take any other parameter like integer, like a float. If let's say I want to display, like here I pass number. Is it working? No. This say a required types is string. You are providing the, yes. This method take input as a string, but you are passing as an int. It's the problematic. So how to solve before the generic? You have to write another method. You have to write another method, then take your int. It's in this way. It's work. So this is the generally key for each data type. Let's say you want to pass a float. So you have write another method like double. So you are passing double value. So during while the same method you write multiple times to get the same outcome for the different data types. So this is the problem for string data type, for int data types, for double data type. It's possible ki why not all this take this, why not this parameter text should be generic. What do we are just displaying? What displaying? The business logic is same, but the only data types input types are changed. So it is a possibility we can change some generic types here. That Java generic help us to you define your method, you define your interface, you define your classes for not a specific data type but generic types. That is known as generics. So let's in this same let's key I want not write for method. Instead, I want write this comment out. I don't want for method. I want only one method, then can take all of. So how will do? Here you write your any type T, any generic type T. So first question is what is T? Where you defining a T? T cannot resolve symbol. T cannot resolve symbol. So how where you define? So whenever you are defining class, okay, so with the class name we have to define your generic. In the case of interface you are defining your interface types. But in the case of method, before your method signature, here you can define the types. So here you say key I am taking a type of T. Now it's a, so this method T is generic type. Runtime you can pass any value. This is accept. Where this types defined, where they define what is the T meaning, T here is the define at this place. So all the generic types is define the less than and greater than symbol. Between here you can define in the generic. Okay, this is you can place for the method before your return types. In the case of class, you have to write class and the class name ABC. Here, this place you can place your generic. In the case of interface, your interface name, interface here is the, this is the place you can place your generic. So generic can you define before the return type or method, where after the class name or after the interface name. Okay, now the same this T is works. So for string, for int, for double. So here T is not a specific any specific data types. Whatever you are passing here, let's say passing the string, so they assume this is a string. This is passing 1 to 2, is assume 1 to 3. Passing a double, double. So this is the help generic provide help us to write a method, class, interface is more generic with respect to a data type. Any data type you can pass at a whatever UJ. You when your business logic is the same. You know this is the business logic is only displaying the number. What kind of data type doesn't matter here. That place you can use the generic. So let's discuss some benefits. So the code that use generic has many benefit over the non-generic. Okay, first, a strong type check at the compile time. Okay, so Java, first thing always Java is statically typed language. Before going to use any variable, Java compiler should identify what is the types they are going to use as integer, float, double, user defined data type, any types. So this generic help us to more strict type check at the compile time. Okay. Java compiler applies strong type checking to the generic code and issue error if the code violates the type safety. In any times, if generic compiler face key they are just violating some type safety principle at that time compiler through compile time error. So compile time error is if you are getting some compile time error is easier fix than a runtime error. Okay, so always prefer if your code can generate error at a compile time, at that time you can fix easily. But the code that generate runtime error, that is very difficult to fix it. So generic help us to as possible at the compile time check all the types. Okay, the run times really need to uh, find the kind of type validation error, data type validation error, type casting error. So this generic help us to make your type check at a compile time. This is one benefit. Let's see an example. In the case of if you write code this, okay. So here you say list, add something, and here you are getting something. So let's example. I am writing a list, list equal to new array list. You know, so this is the interface. This is your implementation class. Okay, so this even this is your interface. This is your interface. Okay, and here you can say they provide this method like add. So here add you can let's give object one. Here you add list dot add 1 2 3. Okay. So here list allow to add any data type. When you are going to get list dot get your index 0 position data. So what do you think? You are thinking on first place we have a string str, but here your compiler not happy. You say here as a developer we know in this list we have added a string. In this list we have added your 1 2 3. But when you are retrieving from 0 position a string, compiler not happy. Compiler don't know the 0 position what is. They assume at the 0 plus all are the object. So string is not directly object is not assigned to the your object is a superclass and your string is a subclass. Okay, so on object class you can assign the reference of a string class, but on a string class you cannot define directly of the object class. Okay, superclass references you can assign any subclass, for interface references you can assign any number of implementation, but reverse is not possible. Reverse on the subclass or implementation class, you cannot assign the reference or a super type. So here allow say you are expecting as a object, okay, but you are assuming all is object. Object you are assigned to the string. So this is the cast to string. Okay, how to fix this? Convert to first object to string casting. So here we have to write a string. Now let's happy. Similarly, in the case of your list dot get one position, you know one position I am getting integer, but still here compiler not happy. Say casting required. Here object you cannot cast directly to the int. So here you have to need again casting. Okay, this is the problem if you are writing your class is non-generic. Okay, so this is explaining. This is the problem we have to cast. When you write the same code in a generic fashion, let's say I'm writing the same code in a generic. So I am writing another list. I'm here say I'm list one. Here I'm saying I'm getting your string, and here say okay I'm getting a string. This is yes. I'm getting a, you say I'm getting the string. So and after that you just try to get list one, and here you notice whenever you are adding list you are specifying this list one as a string types. They only accept string. Here you can pass only string, but if whenever you are going to pass as a any integer value other than a string, their compiler through exception. Okay, so here you can directly say here so not required. And if you look here the list one dot get zero position data, you know this is the type of a string. You can directly string is str1. It's happy, it's not enough. So whenever you are doing a generic of your classes, you don't need any kind of a typecasting. Compiler automatically refer this list one is a type of a string. You always retrieve from list to string object. So here you have to cast. Here don't casting need. So here you say always required to casting typecasting. Here don't need any typecasting. So whenever you are using the generic, the code does not require to typecasting. So this is the second uh, benefit about elimination of your casting. Third is the you can say whenever you are using code, enabling programmer to implement the generic algorithm by using the generics. Programmer can implement generic algorithm that works on a collection of different data types. Can be customize our types safety and easier to read. So you say you write any algorithms in algorithm not bound to specific data types. Your algorithm can work for integer, can work for float, can work for double, can work for string, can work for custom derivative. But if your business logic, your algorithm not bound to your particular data types. If you're not using generic, your algorithm is bound to specific data. Let's say you have built for integer data types, or built for float, or built for string. For each data type, we have to build in the same algorithm multiple times to handle the different data types. Generic help us to write your algorithm in once, and this algorithm doesn't depend upon any data types. Whatever data type you are passing, it will works. So this is feasible using only from your generics. So these are the some kind of point to remember why we are going to use generics. Generic help us to define a method, a algorithm that is the more generic, that is not bound to specific data types. So now let's discuss how we can define generic. For method, so generic types is a generic class or interface. So if you define the new types like integer, float, integer, so here you can use the can define at a class level or interface level. That is the parameterized over types. Okay, so whenever you are going to types make a class is generic, so you have to use the concept of your so generic classes are defined with this. If you define in class name and start bracket, angular bracket, less than, greater than. Here you define the all types of your maybe type 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. So these are the type parameter section and delimited with the angle brackets. So these syntax of angle bracket is start and close, and between that you can define any type name. Okay, this is the angle, and this come where followed with a class name. Okay, the specified types parameter are also sometimes called type variables. Okay, T1, T2, T3. Here's a type parameter or type variables, your class name and your all the types and your definition. Similarly for interface, if you interface name and your all the types variable. So this way you can define your generic types. Let us look example. Here your general box class, and this is your generic class. Here class name box, you can define your generic types, and here you can define your now this is what data types value and set it. Let's say here write class box. If you write without generic, okay, so like this class maybe hold integer. Okay, okay, and here you can, let's see, box height, and here you have a setter getter. Here you have a constructor. What happened? Here you have a constructor. So generally this is the class, box class, that contain your height. But whenever you are going to use this box class, box b equal to new box, here, okay, a constructor you can only pass your integer. Okay, s out b dot get height. But this class is bound to a specific integer. Okay, you are getting it right. But can you pass here double? No, that's not allowed. Because your class is not a generic. A class is a predefined. So how to change it generic? How to write a generic? So that's just like I rename box to box one, and here you just try to box one. Here this not allowed. Spectrum. So that's box one. Let's see how now we are going to write a generic class box. Here you can specify your type, any types, and here you can say key I am again type t data, okay, any data, and let's here write, and you generate your set again. In this way, now you can use a generic here. Here you can box one. I am going to use the same here. Here you can pass generic box, generic box. Okay. If you run it, it will work for integer. It will work for integer. If you want, let's give same going to, you want to like a double, the same will work for double. Okay. If you want to same, it's for a string. String, it work for a string. So now your this box class is generic class. They are not bound to specific data types. Okay. So this class is your generic class. So you can define your class generic. Here your method take a t argument, return t argument. T can be where you are defining t. Whenever you are writing any method inside a class, if this is already defined at the class level. Okay, so whenever you are talking a specific class level, so you can declare all the types variable at the class level. Okay, so now this class is also generic. Any types you can pass here. Any type can set here. Any type can get here. So this is the way. This is your box class, and this is your generic. So simply you can put here the typed informations, and here you can declare your type and type variables and setters and getter each and everything. So the symbol naming convention about the type parameters. Okay. So if most commonly use your type parameter name like this is E for your element, generally use Java collections, key for your key, N for your number, T for your types, B for your value, and any other keywords you can use. Not only single words, you can use multiple words. Any valid name you can use for your type. Sorry, excuse me. So if you look about the this generic interface, if you go, this is the your generic interface, and this is your interface name. Here your generic types. This is E for element. They are holding the element. This is the collections interface. They are holding the element here. Similarly, your class, if your class, this is your class array list, hold the E types. E type means you can pass any specific element. Your extend abstract class list, this is also your collection, generic. This is the list of interface, also generic. These are not generic, not generic, not generic. Okay, so as per your need, you can use the any variable like E, T, K, N, one character, two character. That's very here. Here just to the reference of generic classes from your code, you must perform the generic type invocations. So here, how to create your box object? We have created box object with the generic. So here we have to create your box of how? Let's see, this is for integer. So here we pass integer. It's work for integer. Okay. Now, if you define integer, so here you can you get only integer. Let's you are trying to set b dot set, and here you trying to set like str string, not allowed. But here you trying to say b dot. Okay, so this is your this is the only integer part allowed. Let's here you can declare a box b2 2. I'm want this should be a float double. We specify double data types and here cast to double. And from B2 you can get B2. But here you are trying to say B2 dot set age and you are trying to say the some integer value. It's not allowed. Now you are defining your B2 the type of your double. Box can handle all the things, but I can specify this B2 object only hold the double value. You cannot set your integer value. So this is the not allowed. Similarly, let's key I the box of string. So here you have to say string. So here now here you are trying to say b3 dot set number. This is not allowed. Okay. Here in this same object here b try to say bit dot set height. Here you can pass 1 to 3, but the same box here you cannot pass 1 to 3. Here you cannot pass 1 to 3 because b3 you define the box of a string type. The only string you can set here. Here you say box of your integer. The integer can set, but string cannot set. Okay. The only you can set your string value. Then what's here similarly you can set only b2 dot set height. To only height you can set. Okay. So box class define your very generic. This height can be anything, double, integer, float, but what kind of object you are going to create? This is the reference and this is the object. So whenever you are defining a generic class, so this is the way first you are writing a class as generic, and here the in the while declaring you have written a T. So what is the t? While going to create a reference variable at that time too, so this is I am going to create the reference variable integer box. These are the things before you know how to, if you want to declare generic types, you write your class or interface, class or interface, and you can define the generic type here. Here comma comma multiple you can define, and this is just like a new data type. Here data types and variable, data type, return data types, parameter types, all the generic, return value also generic, input constructor also generic, and your setter also generic. And this t is, what is t? Maybe sorry, excuse me, integer or float, where you can use while you are going to create the object. While creating object, you can say I want to create the box of integer, yeah, box of double, or box of string. And the same class play a role for different data types. So type parameters and types argument. Generally, these words are frequently we are using. So many developers use the type parameters and type argument interchangeably, but the terms is not the same. So both are the not same thing. When coding, uh, providing the types argument in order to create your parameterized types. Therefore, if you say while creating your class, if you are writing a class foo and write a tip, so this is your type parameter. When you are going to use, like now here say foo is the types of your string. So here is the type argument. Okay, so while declaring a class like our box class define t, so this is your t, the type parameter. Here is the type argument. Actually, when you are passing integer, float, any customized object, this is a types argument. So here, this is the types argument. And if you talking about this, here types parameter. So this, while defining a class, this is a t type parameter. And while going to use this type parameter, this when you passing the actual types, this is the types argument. What types of argument you are passing? So in invocation of generic types known as a parameterized types, correct? How to create an object of this class? Generally create a new keywords, and as usually place the integer after that. So as per the your class name after your pass types argument. Similarly, if you're creating an object and your class name, you can pass here your argument. The type argument pass your after the class name. Now, this is the this is your reference types. This is actually object. Uh, from Java, before Java 7, we have to pass both side. We have to pass here both side. So before Java 7, the types argument are passed either while declaring the variable, and while the constructor, what the object are going to create at that times, also you have to pass the integer. So both places we have to pass your types argument. But after Java 7, they have introduced the your operator. So Java 7 later, you can replace type argument required to invoke the constructor with the generic classes with the empty set of argument. This as like as compiler can determine, yeah, infer the types argument from the context. This pair of angle brackets generally show a diamond. op- look like a diamond operator. And here you can create, now you can create the box object for the integer, but here now you can skip, don't pass here integer. Box may be just generic, so generic, so generic. And here how whenever you're creating the object, for which types, which data types they are going to create, they are going to create for your integer. So from here, from the left hand side, compiler can identify that we are going to create the your object for your integer types. And similarly, if you are writing a double here, so they are going here, the left side is the same. So here you can say I'm going to create the object for your box for double variable. So here say कि words no no कि infer means automatic compiler. Here compiler don't know for if they are going to create the object for integer or float or double. They are from where they find, from find here, from left hand side you say I am going to create the object for your integer object, this object created for integer, this is object created for your double, depend upon the context. So please be told the types argument from the context. Compiler can determine or infer the types of object from the context. Sorry. So here in our case example, we have to skip. We have to skip. We have to skip. Now it's our code work. It still works. So here you have defining a box so generic types. Okay. And here you have say you this is a created object created for your, from here identify this is for integer, this box for double, this box for your strings. So please be ensure compiler automatically identify the object while creating object for which data types they are going to creating object. Data types name are found from your context, your reference variable where you are going to declaring I am going to create the box for your integer, a box for your double, a box for your string. So similarly, you have also option key can define the multiple type parameter, maybe for the class, maybe for a interface anywhere. Okay, so it's very similar for one types, two types, three types, four types, eight for types parameter you can define. And look like example here, we have a one interface pair, they have a two key and value. In the constructor you can pass key value, and you can setter getter you can pass key value. Okay, so here generic, and this class, this is the class we are saying this is the parameter k v, the two types, and this is the interface they are defining we are accepting two type parameter. So once you created the class, you can create the object your new, your pair, uh, order pair. Here you can see specify your string and integer, that is the two, this is the key, this is the value. Now you can say specify the string and integer. Similarly you can define by strings and string. So any data types you can pass here k and v. The k and v is the so generic. Run times, whenever you are going to declare the reference variable for this, where you can say what is the k types, what is the v types. Here say k is a string types, v is a string type. Here say for p1 you say our k is a string type, or you say our v is the integer types. So this is the generic uses. And similarly, as you can define the class, your generic, your interface is generic. Similarly, your method also generic. Just like generic methods are a method that introduce your own type parameter. Okay, and the similar to declaring a generic types like a class or interface, scope is limited to the method only where it is declared. So here static and non-static generic method are allowed as well as your generic class constructor allow. So as I already explained the first or display method, on a method level you can define the generic. Uh, this is our method level. This is our method, and in this side method you can say this is a T types. T is a so generic where you T define the before you return. This is your T define here. Maybe static method, maybe non-static method. They are here allowed. Static and non-static generic methods are allowed. Excuse me. So example here like they have a written one a pair class, generic pair class have a key and value. What is the data type key value? This is generic class, generic data types and the constructor here. So let's write some utility methods. Okay, utility method is just compare two object of pair. This is pair one object and pair two object. They want to compare. This is a pair one object and pair two object. They want to compare. So here you can say pair k and v. K and v, these are the local variable. So what is the where k and v define? Where k and v define? Okay, in this case it's okay, but if you are writing a method, in method this is the local variable, all the local variable here. So here k and b you can define here before return types, and after that you can use k and v generic here. Okay, if you want to, let's say here I have a writer method class pair a and v. Okay, k and v here define a pair class and just maybe k your key value value and value and let's write a constructor. Now this is a pair class, and let's here I'm going to write one utility method like compare, a static compare return boolean and compare and take a pair argument pair p1 comma pair p2. This return, let's return what key basically, let's key p1 dot key uh, let's key double equal to p2 dot key. Okay, it works, but here I want to should like a generic. I want to declare should be generic like they support k and v only. If you write this a comma v, they complaining ki what is the k and v here. So where you defining this p is the local of this method. You cannot define anywhere key, not a class level or not. So where you can define. So in this scenario you have to define this k and v data type before you return types here. Here say you can use the key and now it works. So please be ensure whenever you are writing a method and in this parameter this here you are going to make your types parameter. This type parameter must be defined before you return types of a class. Okay, and after that you can make the object. value on whatever business logic. So this is the syntax for a method. And similarly, you can create this is the p1 object. You can create one for integer and a string. Here specify pair p1 is your key, the integer value is a string. Two pair object you are creating here. Now we want to utility dot compare method. So utility, whenever you are invoking, at that time compare say ki p1 is the integer and string type. Here you can pass your type argument before the your method invocation. So this is also syntax you can use. You can see if you want to static compare method, your class name is a simple dot compare, and let's key I pass the two pair object. Let's create pair esa key. I want to integer comma string p1 equal to new pair, and here say constructor 1 comma 1. Okay, here p1 you can say p2, let's see here say 2, 2, here say p1 comma p2. Okay, so this is a source generic. So here you can also pass like this way, p constructor so integer and string. So this is also allow, but Java 7 onward they have optional. You can skip this, and you can skip from here as well as. So you already declare ki p1 is the type of this, p1 is the type of this. So you can skip from here. Similarly, skip from here also. So you can write this way, or you can write directly the same meaning. Compiler automatically infer. Okay, the both ways works. Excuse me. Okay, both way works. And here similarly say you can pass here, or maybe from here you can skip here, you can also skip. So here you can say the generally this Java types has been explicitly provided for a method, here provided method, and this can be left out, and compiler will refer types that needed. Okay, this is also skip here. So this feature is a type inference. So Java support type inference so early from 7 onward, but Java 11 say type inference variable var keyword. Okay, that is a very limited use of var keyword. So this is known as type inference. Here compiler automatic identify the type inference. Here also identify automatic identify from where the context is this. Context is this. So now we have talked about the generic, any kind of parameter you pass, but somewhere I want to apply some restrictions. Like if this class take your any types, but I want to case up in a, class hierarchy. Java support the multiple level of inheritance. Class A is the superclass, then B subclass, then C subclass, then D subclass. So here you can pass maybe another class here, class maybe F A1 class and subclass of B1. So you can pass any object here, any object you can pass here. But I want to restriction somewhere, apply the restriction. I want key only particular one hierarchy are allowed. All the subclass of A are only allowed. A1 is a different set not allowed. Or we want to only the super types of C. Only B or A allowed, not D allowed. So I want to some kind of hierarchy boundary to restrict with this your generic types. So we have known as a bounded types. Bounded type parameter. Your type parameter can be bound the specific hierarchy level. Okay, so maybe we have a here. Let's discuss first. So there may be times when you want to restrict the type. Can be use the type argument in the parameters types. Okay, for example, method operate on the number might want accept only the number of its subclass. So this is the bounded parameter. Okay, so how say this is the bounded parameter? So to declare the bounded type parameter, list is the type list list the types of parameter name followed by your extends keywords. The one words used for extends. So extends allow its known as super bound. And example maybe in the case of number, the number is the, your super class of your maybe integer types number, double types number, float type number. So if you say ki, I am only allow the number and all the number subclasses. Okay, not allow any string, not allow any string builder, not allow any array list. So you can apply the extend keyword. Okay, so in this context extends is the generic sense. So let's look. And b meaning here extends is the not the meaning of your like inheritance extends class a extends class b. No, this is the here extend you can pass class, you can pass interface, anything. So this is the generic meaning, not the inheritance meaning. So this is the so confusion here. Extend not the meaning of extending only class. You can extend any class or any interface. Interface means all the implementation class support. Class means all the subclass support. Let's see example here. So here we are writing example. Okay, I want our like a class that is support natural number. So here check a t extend number. So they t only accept number value, not other than. Let's example here. Say we have a writer method like display. Now display support all the value t, integer, array, float, each and everything. But you say static void bounded check bounded type bounded types. इसे कि higher से t t obj and here say it t extends. So first you have to write some class. Let's say let's example where you can types class. Let's the same example natural number natural number. I am saying natural number. This is if you type generic type t t, that means they are not number. They are maybe string. They are maybe another number. So how to restrict? I say this only extend integer class. So say only support integer number. Okay, t num. Okay, and that's key. And now this class say natural. I want to here say number equal to new number. Here you can pass your any number. Okay, it works. You can pass double. No, this is number but not double pass. Here you can say your t number is not generic. T is a subtype of integer. The only you have to control the restricts. Here number you can pass, not the, you cannot pass string as well as, okay, you cannot pass here. Okay, this is not allowed because we are defining your t is a generic but only the subclass of all integer. Are you say here number? Number. So number is a superclass of integer and double both. So in this case, here you can pass integer, or you can pass your you can pass double. Both are allowed, but you are trying to pass as a string, not allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. Okay, so we have declare your generic, but not generic, but specific generic bounded. They are not allow any types. They are only allow all the this is a number in the class. Okay, all the subclass of this number are allow numbers, and all the number subclass are allow. If they have another subclass, they also allow. So this is, and if this is your number, so all the this is your integer. So here you can either integer method as well as. Okay. So let's see here you can define the like boolean. Boolean is even, and here you have say any number we have already. You can say return your number dot your int value double value, whatever it is, modulo 2 double equal to 0, this way. So here, whatever you have defining this, all the method declare inside this method we can use with this. So T is the subclass of number. So all the methods of number class we can use this here. Okay. So this is the you have defining a generic, you have defining generic, but the limitation with the boundary. This is the boundary of your integer class. Integer class. So all the integer class allow, subclass of integer allow, subclass of integer allow, but above the number not allowed, objects not allowed. So here you cannot pass the object any. Let's here. I say let's here again. I am saying teacher, and now here you are trying to pass any other number not allowed. Double is not allowed. Okay. So this way, also your bounded type, you can also make a multiple bounded. So here say uh, type parameter can have multiple bounded. If you type T is a extend subclass of this and this and this. So type variable with a multiple bound is a subtype of all the listed bound. So here example, if you say class A, interface B, interface C, and you say class D is a generic class that extends, means A subclass of A allow, implementation of B allow, and implementation of C allow. Okay. So these are the you can also need you can define the multiple bounded context. And one terminology they generally use in the code base is a wildcard. Okay, this question marks question marks called as a wildcard. This is the represent as unknown types. Okay, we don't know which types of this generic. So wildcard help us in the variety of situations. Types of parameters, field, local variable, sometimes return types. Okay, so we are generally use this. So wildcard is never used as a type argument. Okay, for a generic method invocation. Because so for this section we are discussing about the wildcard include your upper bounded wildcard, lower bounded wildcard, and wildcard. So let's discuss upper bound. We have already discussed about the extend keyword. So you can also pass to you can use the upper bound wildcard to relax the restrictions on the variable. You say you want to write the method that works a list of integer, list of double, a list of number. You can achieve using the upper bound wildcard. So upper bound wildcard use the wildcard character question marks wildword and followed by the extend keywords. So if you are trying to say upper bound means you are to say this is the upper class and question mark extends upper class. This is the allow and all the subclasses are also allowed. Okay, this is the known as extends keywords. And let's example here. You say you have method sum of history. So here you can say the list except what the except all the subclass of number. Only for this it works. So you are trying to say static void of sum of number. Here say we need a list of generally list of your type integer, string, float, list. So here say key wildcard. I want to accept extends number. So all number are below the other subclasses of number are allowed here. Okay. So here you can just write a sum you want to sum. Just you have a list dot for each for your number and column list. Here you can say uh, sum. Okay. One take variable s sum double sum equal to 0.0 and here say sum equal to sum plus number dot double value so out sum equal to plus sum. So here you can invoke your sum. Here you can pass your list of integer. List of integer ls1 equal to list of 1 comma 2 comma 3. Here directly pass it. Yeah, ls1. So it will work. Okay, it works. If you can also pass seam list 2, and here you can say 1.0, 2.5, 3.5. Here you say, yeah, I want to double, and then the next is 2, and the both are box. Okay, if you say this is the only support integer you support, so here you can pass. So here you cannot pass the double, because though your integer number class is a super class, and subclass your integer class, and subclass your double class. So whenever you say here is the number, then number, this is also allowed, this is also allowed. But when you say I am only this integer class, the integer class are all its subclasses are allowed. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. So here you cannot allow this. Okay. So generic say कि wildcard support anything that is the subclass of integer or integer. So here say list of integer box, a list of double box. So this is known as a upper bound wildcard. Upper bound wildcard. Here specify your number, subclass have a two subclass, integer and double subclass have another subclasses. So here you say extend integer. So you are saying only all the integers allow, and all respective subclasses also allow. Respective subclasses also allow. But upper, this not allowed, this not allowed. Any other class object, maybe string class, not allowed. So this is the generic for a specific purpose. Only integer class or all the subclass are allowed here. This is where we specify upper wildcard. Upper wildcard. So, and sometime you say unbounded wildcard, specify the wild like question marks. Allow this. This is known as unknown types. Okay, if you say. So there are two scenarios where unbound declare approach. If you're writing a method that can implement using the object class, each and everything should be supported, like this wildcard. Or when the code is using the method, the generic method, don't depend upon the type parameter. Just this start size are clear. These are kind of things where you can use the question marks. So generally, these are the use about this. If you talking about the just like this way, they support integer, they support a string, they support each and everything you want. So you can use unbounded wildcard. So if you say static void unbound bound unbound wildcard, here say it is support list of everything. Okay. They support each thing. So here unbound, here say unbound, here this is not allowed, this is a ls2. They print all the float, they are unbound, there is no any restriction, each and everything will pass here. But question mark is, you think here you can write the confusion like this. Okay, here you cannot write this because you are not a list. Here list class, list interface is already declared with the e types. Now here you are using the list. Here we are using the list. So while using list, we have to pass the types argument. Type argument may be string, maybe int, maybe float, maybe double. But I don't want to pass. Should be here also generic to string. So you have to pass the question marks. This is a wildcard. The B somewhere maybe come thought in the mind. Why not pass a T at any generic? No, because the when declaring interface like list at that time they are declare the generic. They support any kind of element. And now here in the wildcard declare method, we are using the list. The while using, we are declaring the reference variable of this. The while declaration, we have to pass the types argument. Argument means you have to specify here. I'm going to use a list string int what. So here you have to pass the string like double. Double. It works because you are passing a double. Let's see what happen. You pass a string. Here, but this is not allowed. Here your double cannot pass to the cast to the string. So here you want to support each and everything. So while this is this wildcard is a so generic without any about this is the types argument, not a type parameter. Okay, this is the types argument. Here your types argument. While declaring this interface, this is the here specify your types parameter. Say the list interface support any types of element. Okay, while we are declaring the list of reference variable here. So here we have to specify which types of list is, maybe list of integer, double, float, string, anything. You have to specify the types argument. If in type argument you want to anything, that case your wildcard. So wildcard is the types argument, not the type parameter. While declaring a particular class, you cannot declare like this. Okay. Class A, B, C. Here you cannot declare like question mark. The question mark not is the your wild type parameter. This is the types argument. They are going to use. So please notice. So why we are using this? Now this list contain anything. Maybe you have to pass a string as well as a list of string 1 comma 2 comma 3 and you run it. They support. So here you are passing the string, they assume you are passing a string. Here you are passing a double, they accept double. You are passing integer, they accept integer. It's everything will support. Okay, so this is your wildcard. So be clear. Wildcard. What is the wildcard? Wildcard is the type argument, not the type parameter. So this is the example. I here pass the list of integer. Any value here you are passing integer. Here you are passing a string, double, etc. So this is the unbounded, unknown type, also known as unknown types. This is your unknown type. This is known as specific types. So sometime we have learned about the lower upper bound. We have to specify the upper class name and they are allow all the child element. Sometime we want to restrict this is the my lower bound and above each and everything allow. This is allowed, this is not allowed. So you know no it is a lower bound. So upper bound section, we have a upper bound wildcard restrict to unknown type, that is specified types or a subtype that's up to type, representing the key extend keyword. Similarly, if you want to lower bound to restrict the unknown type to the specific types or a super types, means this types allow or all the super types are allow. This is known as a lower bound. We are specifying the lower bound. So lower bound wildcards express simply your wildcard followed by the your super keyword, like this. So let's example here. Here, the code add the number 1 to 10. Only allow number or any super types, but not the subclass allow. This is not allowed. This is the here is specifying your lower boundary. This is the topmost subclass, and they are allowed integer class and all the superclass, maybe number class, maybe object class allowed, but downside is not allowed. Let's here I am writing a static void lower bound bound. See here, say list of they support anything superclass you name mention, like here I'm mentioning a number. So here just say ls. Just I am printing all this number. Okay. So here say you have to pass list pass your list of, let's here say key list of integer, pass or not allow. Okay, why say कि your integer is a subclass not a superclass of the, so number allow or number superclass allow. So what is the superclass of number? Object class. So you can allow, like let's see I'm write either now write I'm a number. Yes, say if say key list of say new object, this allow superclass allow, or you can say list of number allow. So so list of number allow in initial float value or the value we have to override, so allow here. So let's example of an integer that help us. So integer lower bound list of integer allow. So these are the three terminology used. Okay, it works. So here the class hierarchy, your number class, super class, your object class, okay, subclass your integer class, You say extend integer. All the subclasses are allow integer and subclass. If you say here number, let's say I'm write the number here. So this is the number allowed, and all subclass like your integer class or double class, and is this a superclass or your object class. So here you pass your number object, or you pass integer object, or pass your this. The subclass of number is allowed. This is here you pass your upper boundary. This is the upper boundary passed here. This is the known as a your upper bounded wildcard. Or this is your here say कि let's here number you pass here. So here let's here pass your number. Then here your number allow or your superclass all allow. So here you pass the lower boundary. This is the lower boundary. You pass your number here. So you cannot pass any rank subclass. This is not passed. This is not allowed. Subclass are not allowed. Superclass are allowed. So so these are the this is your lower boundary. Lower say yeah, I'm allow number class. This is my lower boundary. All the upper class object class allowed. Here I'm say your this is my your upper boundary, and all the subclasses are allowed here. So this is your lower boundary extend card. This is upper bound. So these are support your hierarchy. Okay, so somewhere you want, I want to allow this is the my your lower bound, and all the lower this class and all the super class allow. So you are going to use the lower bound wildcard. I sometimes want to this is the my class, this class allow, and all the child class object also allowed. So you have to use your extend keyword. This is the upper bound wildcard. Okay. So whenever we know about wildcards, then we have a subtyping like we have discussed here. Let's keep class A and class B. Okay, so generally this scenario are allowed. Okay, but you are let's example. Let's writing a class A and class B extend class A. Okay, class C extends class B. This is a hierarchy. So generally what happen whenever you are going to creating the uh, object A equal to new A, and you are going to create a control it B equal to new B. We already used, we already defined variable somewhere. So this is the B defined, so just change to B0. Okay, and so here your superclass reference variable A can be assigned B. This is allowed. Okay. This is already declared variable now. So just comment out. Yeah, just change A1. Okay. So you on the superclass references you can assign a subclass. But this is this work in the your normal hierarchy. Okay. And this A class if I have a C variable C C here A your A reference can hold a C. Okay. A0. Here means ki A is the superclass, B subclass, or C subclass. So reference of A can be hold the object of A can be hold the object of B, A can be hold the object of C. See, so superclass reference variable can hold the reference variable object of this. The same behavior is not applicable in the case of your wildcard. Okay, let's see here. Say let's define your list of list of LSA, LSA, go to new array list. Okay, say let's define the list of B. B. Here you're trying to say LS1 just assigned to LSB, not here. If here uh, here you are trying to say assign a superclass A equal to B, it works. Here the object of B can assign to superclass, but here list of A cannot assign to the list of A cannot assign the list of B. So in the inheritance rule, it works. Superclass reference variable can assign the subclass, but here the list of superclass can assign the list of B, not allow. Here allow. This is the problem with the generic. So the same generic inheritance is not applied in the case of generic data. So this is the rule. Your compiler through exception. If you were your B class object and A class object can assign the B. Similarly, if a list of B I reassigned the you cannot assign the list of A. Okay, so this is the regular class follow. A class B is a subtype of class A because a B extends class A. This is does not apply on the generic types. So how to fix it? So please be, in the case of our number system, number class is a superclass, integer class is a subclass. So you say ki this box generic of box, a generic of integer, not a relationship. But object class, you can say object of number is a subclass and object of this way. This is allowed. So you cannot assign this to this, but this object, this is assignable, this is assignable, this is assignable. But in the case of generic, it's not okay. So please be in box of integer is not subtypes of box of your. Okay, here box of integer is not subtypes of box of number. But here, even though integer is a subtypes of a number, even though integer is subtype of a number. So please be in the case of generic, it's not allowed. So given two concrete class types A and B, example number and integer, my class A has a no relationship with the my class B, regardless of whether A is a relationship or not a relationship. So you say this class have a relationship, but the generic is not make a relationship. Box of number and box of integer, there is a no any relationship between them. So please be remember it. Similarly, if you want to make some relationship, this is your wildcard. Integer is a subtype of number, which is relationship between the list of integer and list of number. So if you want to make a relationship, you can do this way. You can make a generic as a wildcard, or you can pass the list of number, or you can pass the list of string. So integer is a subtype of number. List of integer is not subtype of number. No relationship between that. Okay, so here you can say as you are defining the your extend keyword, your upper boundary, allow here, and you say a number, allow it's then this scenario works. So here you can specify your relations if you want. Okay. So sometimes it's very well known. You should know which relationship you support. In the case of generic, there is no relationship. If you want to make a generic relationship, then you can use a wildcard. And wildcard have a words your extends are super keyword. Extend is this is your what is this? This is your upper bound, and this allow all the subclasses. Allow here. This is the number. Number is the superclass, and integer is a subclass. So here list of integer you can assign to the list of. The wildcard help us to make a relationship between the generics. So these are the relationship we have to know. The list of unknown wildcard. So you can assign the list of number, list of integer, yeah, integer also. So similarly, superclass, and superclass. So as per use cases, you have to use this wildcard to make a relationship between the generics. So this wildcard use also make a relationship in a generic type some where you want. So let's we have cover almost all the things about the wildcard, and let's give some guidelines while you are using the wildcard. One of the more confusing except learning this generic, and so we have to upper bound and we have to use a lower bound and what the scenario. As I explain you, this is the if a class A is the superclass, have a B the subclass, C the subclass, D the subclass, and E the subclass. So you have to use specify your wildcard extend, or if you extend C extends, you say C extend C. What do you mean by this? They are allow C and all the subtypes are allow. If you say question mark super, 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 and you can say C, so they allow the C and all its super classes. So this is your lower bound. This is your lower bound. This is your upper bound. In the case of this is the upper bound. See the upper bound, and if you don't see anything, question marks, accept all the things. So this is your this is in this case this is our your lower bound. This is case upper bound. This is the wild card. So this is the general. Whenever you always keep in a mind, whenever you are in a hierarchy manner, you ensure key which wild card you are going to use. And this is some general definition you should aware. There are some in variable, some out variable. Let's have a method like one copy method. This is the one source is array copy to the destination array. So in variables serve as a image in the copy. So this is the in. So source argument provide the data to the copy. So it's the invariable. So you are this is the invariable, and here destination where you copy from, this is the in to out. This is the out variable. So some variables are used both in and out purpose. Okay, so you can use in and out principle when going to use the wildcard and types as well as. So depend key where which are the in and which are the out. Depend upon this we can use this respective of wildcard as well as. So general guidelines for in and out in the case of in variables are define your upper boundary wildcard. Okay, correct. So this is your upper bounds means you have to specify the class, and this class allow and all this subclass means you are injected anything here. Okay, maybe new classes, maybe this is the interface, this is the class interface, maybe in future you can create a new class and insert into this. This is the in.
Okay, and out variable is define your lower wildcard using the super keyword. So if you know this is the only my subclass of A class and B class, here this is a subclass. So this you are specifying that this is a lower boundary. So only a set of super class are allowed. Any new class is not allowed. So super keyword. In case of invariable, can we access the method define your boundary. So these are the scenario where we can think where we can use, and somewhere we want to both, then wildcard. Wildcard support all the relationships. So let's say some basic guidelines about this one. Cannot instantiate the generic types with the primitive types. So if you're a pair class, you will define the two key and value. So you cannot create the this object with a primitive types argument. So example here, this is not allowed. Have we have a pair class? Box pair, yes, we have pair class. So here say here say let's here you say pair, here say pair of that key integer comma string, and pair one equal to new pair. Here you pass let's give integer 123 comma 1. Okay, so here you cannot say like here maybe a single character can pass single code, let's pass a, and here you're trying to say primitive data type like so this allow cannot, okay, there is no constructor key and value have a constructor. Okay, string, this is the character. Okay, this allow, but you are trying to say like pair to this allow, but you are trying to say here I'm going to use a primitive int and primitive char. I think auto cost happen, no. So and the types argument you cannot specify primitive, compile time error. So here the first things types argument you cannot the primitive. Here you cannot the primitive. Here this is allow. Why this is primitive allow? Because the auto boxing happen with this here. But auto boxing cannot happen from this to this. Now this is not happen. So please be while you're defining your types argument, you have to use the only wrapper classes or all the class object. You cannot use the primitive in defining the type argument. The type argument. Next about cannot create the instance of type. You cannot say create if this is the list EA. You cannot create the new E element. E is the nothing. E is the nothing. Any list of element you can pass. The T E is nothing. So let's say here if you say about display is the method. If here you are trying to say T equal to OB equal to new T is not any specific type. The runtime what you pass accordingly new object created. So please be ensure you don't try to create the object of your type argument your type parameter. So here it will not allow. So sometime if you say class C, so here classes you can create the object new, and this is the class type of E. So you can assign. You can assign the variable, but you cannot create the object. Similarly, you cannot declare a static field as a type parameter. Whenever you're defining some class and you have some static data member, you cannot make any type parameter as a t. So let's see, we have our box class. Here a box class, if you're trying to say box have a some here some static maybe t uh, with t size count number of box. So here you cannot assign t. T can use for the only a non-instance method. If you say non-static, it works. Non-static or static, it cannot work. So don't be used as a static. Why? Why? Let's see in the case of our mobile device. At T in a runtime, you can create object the mobile device for a mobile smartphone, pager, and tablet. If you see the OS T OS, so which OS? T generally share all the OS because each person, each smartphone have a own OS. So you cannot say the static field OS is shared from pager and your phone and your PC. So what is the actual types of OS? So it cannot be a smartphone, a pager, a tablet at all the same time. So we cannot create a static field for the type parameter. So please ensure type parameter is not allowed to create for static field. And similarly, you cannot use the instance of keyword. T is not any types, so you cannot use like a list as an instance of this compile tabular. So don't use the instance of keyword for your types of type parameterize. This is also be aware. And if you try to really need it, so instance of, so you can just use the wildcard. Wildcard help us to use the instance. This is no unknown type, any types. Okay, so be ensured you cannot cast parameterized type unless parameterized is unbounded. If this is not unbounded, you cannot pass. But here, if you keep list of integer and a list of number, you are trying to say list of integer to list of number typecasting. It's not allowed. Okay, but in the some cases compiler know the type initially, then allow. Let's here the list of a string. So so you have a list of a string. The both are the same thing. Then you can have typecast. In some cases, and anyhow, if compiler from a code base able to sense from context, if he is compiler able to figure out the type, then allow. If in anyhow is not figure out your actual type, it's complaining the compile time error. So this is a very good part about the generic is that whenever you are writing a generic class at the compile time, your compiler enforces this is not supported. And similarly, you cannot create an array of parameterized types. Okay, if this is a list of integer, you cannot say create a list of integer for two other. No, compile time error. So list of array object you can create, okay, but you cannot say your list. This is the your list of parameterized you cannot create. Your list value you can pass in it is not an issue. So be sure you don't create the array for a parameterized types. And similarly, we have to also know key cannot create catch through object or parameterized types. If you time to write a class, my class, extend exception class, okay. So this is the compile time error. So please ensure that you cannot also extend the throwable directly. It's a compile time error. So if you are going to write a class my exception extend exceptions. Okay, it's work. You have your string, but here you are trying to say like t. The reason is that your exception class is not a support generic. exception is specific generic. So they are not support, then you cannot write your generic here. So exception class are same by throwable extend throwable. It's allowed, but you try to say make a, like a generic here, it's not allowed because throwable does not support the generic. So please try to ensure that whenever you are writing your exception class, don't use the generic. And but you can use the, and also you cannot catch the any generic. But let's inside the method you are trying to use some generic, but you cannot say catch t. This is not allowed here. But one thing allow, you can throw with the t parameters. Okay, you can throw. Let's see here. This is the not allowed. This is not allowed. And let's see, this is the generic class here. Here you can let's see here you can throw t. Throws. No, actually this the no. This say ki let's give one method pass and throw t. Okay, t should be extend exception class. Okay, so here in this if that's another class, don't mix up. If let's key class like a parse, you can write I, and let's give we have a method like void parse, and here, so here in this place you can let's give your you have a pair e extends exceptions, this allow, and here say here throws your e exception. This is allowed here. While you are defining the particular method through a particular type, so whenever creating a particular t object, so you can throw here. Only this case allowed. But if you are trying to say like here try catch, and you are trying to say exception ex, catch is not allowed. Please be ensure here you cannot allow, here allow, and type allow, but you cannot create any subclass of exception types. So these are some rules, and we have to where you don't hold define any types parameter with a catch. So catch is not allowed here. You cannot create the exception, or you cannot create a throwable of parameterized types, and only in the case of method throw particular parameter types, that's allowed. So similarly, you cannot overload method. Cannot overload method where the formal parameter types different. If this is a print function, you can a string of string and set of integer. So this is overloaded, not allowed. Okay. So you cannot set different only parameter types. Overload is not allowed here. Like here, this is the not allowed. And but let's key you have a method like parse. So here say key void parse. Let's key have a e types e uh, t. It's allowed, but you cannot say here overload for different types. Overload for e, maybe at the runtime you can pass the different parameters. So overloaded let's key here not allowed. Okay, so you cannot overload the same type. So here you have method of print, and you say key let's key set of string, and you say key set of maybe integer. So here this is also not allowed. Let's here say overload set of string, and you try to say key like integer. So this is not allowed. So at a time, this way now. So please view while overloading, don't consider this is the different types, string and an integer. No. So these are the some rules. Overload all share the same class file and representation, so will generate compile time error. So these are the some restrictions you have to notice while using the generic. Like you cannot create the object of generic. You cannot create the object of generic types. You cannot use the primitive data type while the types argument. You cannot declare any static field as a type variable. You cannot use the instance of to the parameterized types. You cannot create the array for parameterized types. You cannot create a catch or throw parameterized exception as well as you cannot overload with the parameterized types. So these are some restrictions while using the generic. Please be aware, and hope it's completed from my side. And please watch three. This video is to multiple times until you are not clear. If you are facing any challenges to understood how generic works, please write and comment. Sure, I will reply to you. So here again, here I'm like to say thank you for watching this video.